How do we allow youth of our generation to seek career guidance, mentorship guidance, and have an edge over others in this highly competitive environment? This is the challenge statement that we have been asked. Hello everybody, my name is Dylan. And we are from Project Glance.sg, and we are the team that's gonna make this happen. So before we proceed, I'll have a question for you guys. How do you define mentorship, opportunity, and guidance? I mean, we are living in the 21st century where so many stuff has been changed. Do we really still need physical one-to-one mentorship to be conducted, to be considered as a mentorship guidance? Or could it be done in a self-directed way, or we call it the Glance way? So let me introduce you Glance.sg Student Service More project, where we partner with schools, especially higher institutions, to empower their youth by enabling them to discover their true potential, broaden their portfolio, and gain industry-level experience, all whilst they are still in school, training them to be industry-ready the moment they graduate. So this is how we work. So we partner with schools to set up an internal and closed marketplace where students can take out freelance projects from their school officials, their industry partners, or anyone within a school to basically gain portfolio, build portfolio, and basically gain reviews per completed project. So first they build their Glance portfolio and they offer their services, etc. And then here is where all the mentorship session comes in, where we separate into two different sections. One being the physical mentorship, where we onboard industry mentors for students to book sessions with and consultation with, and we run skills workshop to help students upskill. Another one being the self-directed mentorship system, where students gain reviews after every completed project to discover what went wrong, what can be improved better, or what went well, so that they can actually discover their strengths and weaknesses through this process, 1 gig at a time. And with all these reviews will be transcribed into a soft skills analyzing matrix, which we are proudly partnering with Skiller, which was the YAC Season 2 awardee and Youth Collab champion last year, to allow students to discover what's deeper in them. And this is what the students can expect to gain from this platform. And here comes the fun part. When the student graduates, all the portfolio, statistics, and reviews will be transferred into a Glance public sector, giving them an automated head start in this journey the moment they graduate. And for schools or officials, there's a performance dashboard for you guys to track and understand the students' interest, behavior, and focus. And this can be applied for government agencies like NYC. And this is a sneak peek. And how do we measure desirability? This is a big question. So our question is simply, we're going to prove it with our ongoing traction. Over the short course of the 12 months, we have onboarded more than 1.8K Singaporean youth, partnered with 4 organizations, and generated over a total project value of 400K. And this is a case study of a recent student from Singapore Polytechnic. Her name is Zixuan. She's a Singapore Polytechnic Year 3 student studying Diploma in Business Administration. And this is how she landed her first freelance project on Glance. So Zixuan went on to build her Glance portfolio on the Click platform, which we partnered with Singapore Polytechnic to build. She found a poster design project, and she landed on it. 10 days later, she delivered a poster design, and she earned $60 from it. On top of that, she also gained review and also a portfolio added to her resume. And from her review, she felt like she had learned a lot through this small project, and she really enjoyed herself. And we're really, really glad she did. And this is exactly the experience we want to bring across, seeing many, many more Singaporean youth through this project. And we often get asked, how are we different from any other freelance project platform out there? But we position ourselves as a youth empowerment platform that allows students to be industry ready the moment they graduate through using freelancing. And in fact, we are the first platform in Singapore to allow students to make money while earning. And we're the first to build an internal service marketplace for students and have our system integrated into students' grading system. And over the short course of 1 year, we have partnered with Singapore Polytechnic, Polynet Spin-off, and BABES, which is a non-profit organization that supports teenage pregnancy, to join us on this mission to empower their youth. And we know that running a business, you need to sustain. And that's why we charge schools an annual subscription fee for the platform, and collect 8 to 15% commission per transaction, and provide skills course and workshop for the student on the sideline. And this is the team that's making it happen in Glance. And we have our amazing 4 wise men here guiding us through this journey. And if we were to get 50K, this is how we're going to spend it. We'll dedicate 45% of the budget on tech development and 15% on product design, including market research and UI UX, to bring a more user-friendly experience and more accessible experience for our users. And we're going to spend 40% on marketing and growth to scale this impact across Singapore. And this is the estimated impact of 50K. So we're going to increase the impact from youth to 1.8K to 15K in a year, and partner with 2 to 3 more institutions in Singapore, and generate reliable statistics for schools and government agencies to analyze the skill set for the future. And this is the roadmap we have for the future. And even if we don't get the grant, we are here to ask for partnership and mentoring, right? So we're going to take my shot here to try to guide a partnership with NYC, Scape, and Youth Corp to join us on this mission to empower the youth of tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. My name is Dylan from Glance.sg.
Hi, thanks for this. I think this is a really interesting idea. Putting myself in the perspective of an employer, right? Because I run a startup, this product ideally should cater to someone like myself. Why would I hire someone from this platform versus, say, sourcing a part-time intern or full-time intern?
Right, so basically, what I would say that, like for us, we focus a lot on one-off project because we realize that for students, a lot of the times they can only really take on like flexi projects and not a full commitment type of stuff. And for this project, so when we partner with schools, schools are actually the one generating the supply and demand for within the platform. So we provide the platform, and school work is a linkage out for the students to basically take on projects from their schools, their industry partners that are looking for students to actually take on projects. And through this is kind of like their learning portal, right? To train them to be industry ready. And then when they graduate, they are industry ready, so they go into the public grant sector where outside companies can access it. And so when we send out the pool of graduated students, they actually are more ready than a newcomer. So they are not really a newcomer, but they are a newcomer, if you get what I mean. Yeah.
To add on, I think why hire a freelance than a part-timer? You may not get a part-timer very ready, but you may get a freelance in the website very ready. So once you post the job, there's someone that is, it's a competition for the student to take on the job. So there is many students, there's one project, and then you will get your problem solved easily.
Yeah. I mean, just some feedback. I think the concern I have, I mean, because it's the same thing. If I post a part-time internship, I also get a couple of applicants. So such some feedback is, one, how do you assure the employer that this is a lot more value and bang for the buck? And second, how do you risk mitigate also along the way, right? Because the problem with freelance is that I hire the person, there's an agreed transaction that's going to take place, but what if something falls through? In a part-time internship, I can mentor, I can guide, because there's an expectation that internship is also a learning experience. But this is a freelance project, you're on the line. So just something to think about.
All right,
Sure.
thank you.
Thank you.
Quality control.
Okay, so let me ask, what is you are seeking mentorship, yes, going forward, but at the moment there is no mentorship angle because it's more a freelance portal for people who have a skill and people who needs a job to be done. So mentorship, that's one question. The second is, again, sustainability. Of course, sustainability doesn't mean the same model runs throughout and how you sustain the same model. It always has to be refined and evolve. So how are you planning to make that into a platform to create lasting jobs for our youth?
Right, so basically for the first question about the mentorship, right? So that comes to a question that I had for you guys. What objective do we get out of on your mentorship? Is to basically get youth to be kind of figure out which way to go after graduation, and how do you really figure out what do you like, etc. So this is what we bring to the table by using this term self-directed mentorship, where we want to make sure that everyone, individuals, before they graduate, they figure out what they like, etc. And that's but through freelancing. Example, if they are studying in a design course and they have tried a few freelance projects around the way, and they feel like, no, I actually don't really like designing stuff. And that's the problem, And from there, if let's say after they graduate and then they realize that this is the problem, it might be too late. But what happens if they are still in school and they figure out this point? Then I can spend some time to dedicate something that I'm interested in by trying some other freelance projects in different industries to figure out what do they really like. And some people, example, they might be passionate about designing, but sometimes the skills is just not there. They're not maybe talented enough to do some stuff, and they're not catered to do certain stuff. And through the reviews and feedback even, they'll kind of understand that whether they're suitable to do certain area, or are they more suitable to do marketing or coding, etc. Yeah. And this is what we kind of are trying to do. We're trying to train every student to be entrepreneurial and a self-directed learner that can discover their strengths and weaknesses within their own.
Okay, so I encourage you to continue to develop that, pair them with mentor to help them to self-discover along the way as they pick up projects.
Yeah, and then for the second question about the sustainability, right? So this is something that I have discussed with Skilo, which they are actually developing an internship platform, right? So actually that's something that we have in mind. So we will be the kind of like the traineeship platform using freelancing. And regardless whether students want to really like go out to find a freelance job or want to land an internship, through the whole process, they're actually building their portfolio out. And it's just not just a resume based, but it's a full stack portfolio we call the Glance portfolio, right? Which we analyze the resume, the resume building process, soft skills, their hard skills, and then everything about them. So all they need to do to find a job is just to pass this link out to the recruiter. And then we are also setting up pipelines to link them out for internships. Yeah, with different partnerships that we have with Skilo. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I was wondering whether you could say more about that. So I think, like, if you use an example, this Xuan, if I got the name correct. So she did a gig job, designed a poster.
Yep.
And then I think you said the value is after that, through the review process,
right.
she gets feedback, right?
Yep.
And then some analysis of skills and all that.
Yep.
Could you say a bit more how it works? So she designed this poster.
Yep.
Who is reviewing this poster? Is
So
it the
basically-
customer or something?
Yeah, so basically the review is done by the person that engaged her.
Oh, customer
Yeah,
review.
so basically it will not just be like, oh, how good do you feel, that type of service, right? It'll be more like basically questions like, okay, example, this is the freelance project. What's your experience like? What do you think went wrong or right? And what area of improvements do you want to give? Do you want to expect from this seller? And also like any feedback or review to help message towards Zixuan. Yeah.
So it's a structured feedback that
Correct,
you try
correct.
to solve.
And that's something that we are trying to basically develop with Skilo together because their whole business is revolving around this feedback system, everything, and tying them to the whole AI matrix, right? So that's something that we are discussing with them to see, like, what is the most suitable question to be set out at. Yeah.
Just a quick comment, I know we're out of time, but equally as we talk about the quality of the work that the students are doing, I think it's also important to think about how you're ensuring the quality of the projects that come in, and also how are you making sure that the projects that come in are not exploitative of students, of what they're being asked to do, the amount that's being paid. So something to keep in mind also.
Yeah, correct. Thank you.
Okay, with that, thank you, judges. Any last comments from the judges? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Glance.sg.